I know we've never met, but you feel like a memory. We are who we are, so we fight to the melody. And maybe love's not meant for this room. And I think we'll figure it out soon. Where do we
אחר הצהריים טובים לכולם, אנחנו נתחיל בעוד 2 דקות, אז מוזמנים לשבת. Good afternoon everybody, we'll start in about 2 minutes, so you are welcome to take a seat. בבקשה גם פלאפונים על השטק, שלא יצלצל באמצע. כולם מוכנים, everybody is ready. שידור חי, ספורט 5. תנו לי רק אוקיי שאתם באוויר, שנוכל להתחיל. נחכה ממש עוד חצי דקה שנהיה מתואמים בזמנים ונתחיל בדיוק בזמן. טוב, ברוכים הבאים למסיבת העיתונאים להצגתו של קלאודיו קולדבלה, המנהל המקצועי החדש של מכבי. אנחנו מיד נציג אותו, אנחנו נעלה את מסיבת העיתונאים הזאת בעברית ובאנגלית באופן טבעי. אז welcome to the press conference introducing Claudio Coldebella, the new general manager of Maccabi. לפני שנגיע לנושא הזה שלנו, זה המקום לומר שכולנו כואבים בעקבות האסון שקרה אמש בבית חנון. 5 לוחמים נפלו בתקרית הזו. אנו כולנו במועדון משתתפים בצער המשפחות השכולות, וכולנו כמובן מייחלים ומתפללים לשובם של 50 החטופים, החיים והחללים לכאן לישראל. Before we begin, our club CEO, Mr. Modi Peled, would like to say a few words. Modi, please.
אחר צהריים טובים לכולם. תודה. אני לא רוצה להישמע רפטטיבי, אבל בכל זאת אני חושב שזה חובה. כולנו קווינו לקום היום בבוקר ולשמוע חדשות טובות מוושינגטון, וקמנו למשמע חדשות נוראיות אתמול בלילה מעזה. ליבנו, תנחומנו לכל משפחות החללים ואיחולי החלמה לכל הפצועים. הגענו לכאן ועברנו, אני אעשה את זה ממש קצר, הגענו לכאן ועברנו וראינו ושמענו את כל הקריאות של האוהדים בחוץ. אני חייב לומר שאני מסתכל על זה בצורה אחרת. אותי אפילו במידה מסוימת זה משמח, כי זה אומר דבר אחד, יש הרבה אנשים מסביב למכבי תל אביב, וזה אנשים שאכפת להם, ואכפת להם מאוד מהמועדון, הגם שדעותינו יכולות להיות חלוקות, ובנושאים לא מעטים הם כנראה חלוקות, אבל יש מקום ותמיד יש דרך להידבר, ואנחנו עושים את זה, נמשיך לעשות את זה. אנחנו דואגים לאוהדים שלנו, גם ברגעים אלה אנחנו דואגים להם, מוצאים גם בקבוקי מים, נשמור עליהם, נקשיב להם, ובעיקר נתרכז בדברים החשובים שיש לפנינו כרגע, לא אאריך בדברים, לא אסיים לפני מילה בנוגע לחטופים. כולנו רוצים לראות אותם במהרה, כולנו מייחלים לרגע שכל החטופים, כולם, יחזרו למשפחות שלהם, ונוכל לחוות קצת רגעים של שקט ברמה הלאומית. תודה לכולם.
תודה רבה, מודי. I invite our club chairman, attorney Shimon Mizrahi, to speak and introduce our new general manager. Please, Shimon. The floor is yours, Claudio.
תודה רבה.
Welcome.
תודה רבה. ערב טוב. שלום לכולם. מה נשמע? I'm trying to do my best I promise I will improve slowly, but I will do my best. First of all, thank you. Thank you to be here. It's a really pleasure, emotionally too, to see so many people here today for me. Familiar faces. So I would like to thank you for this. I would like to thank the owners that are always very, very close to me. I would like to thank the president, a special person, CEO, all my colleagues that are here. Oded, thank you for being here. Doron, coaches, it's a big pleasure to be here. But I want to start because I think that's, symbols are important and I'm wearing something, but I think words are important too, so I would like to express my hope, my wish for the hostages to finally come back home. That's something that we have to put as a first goal. I'm here in Tel Aviv. It passed some days. I came here in April, and the journalists here, they show how they are informed because they catch me immediately in the airport. And from there you can understand how basketball is special in this country and how this club is special in this country, but not only in this country. And after I came here around the end of May, I felt a little bit that try to do not disturb you, coach, because you guys was very focused for try to end the most possible way, best possible way the season. But I start to somehow to make the first step inside the organization, and I want to thank everybody that make me feel home from the first day. This is a special club. I feel so happy, so proud, so lucky, and so blessed that I was chosen. And one more thank for who gave me this chance to be here in this particular moment and to this important club that I always admire. I play a lot of times here in this arena. I call it Elea Deliao Menor, of course. Doron, I have to be very careful about the sponsor and the marketing, but it's a place that I saw it change. I remember how it was before. And it was always a special arena. Even watching on TV, I could understand how the love and the passion for this club and the culture that this club somehow brought in European basketball, not in European basketball. So today, be here in front of you as my first day, it's something very emotionally that, I will for sure remember, and it's a responsibility more that I put on my side, on my shoulder to do the best. Being here from end of May and not having the chance to talk was kind of difficult, especially for an Italian person that usually we like to talk. But I think was respectful for the person that was working and very hard after a season that only who been through all those trips, all those games around, all this missing home, because we don't have to forget that 2 years away was not only tough for the fans, but it was tough for the staff, for the players, and the people that really, the desire is to come back home and have a chance to play in front of this fantastic crowd. But in those particular days, end of May, first days of June, I had the chance to live this atmosphere. So the goal is, and the wish, and the hope is we have to come back as soon as possible to play in our home. But my decision was to not interrupt the momentum of the club. So after, as we all know, there was the 13th of June, there was the conflict that somehow postponed the thing. So today is the day. I'm here in front of you. I know that this particular moment, there is a lot of desire, a lot of passion, a lot of desire to new things. I'm here to, to bring you which is our philosophy, my idea, that start from something very simple, to continue what is the legacy of a club that has 100 years, and we can see in this beautiful room all the people that has been here, all the titles, the trophy, the awards, and everything. That I think there are no more spaces in those walls, and make you understand that we have to bring these things. It's a huge legacy. We want to continue that, to do that. I feel completely engaged to bring my ideas, to carry this culture, this special culture that this club has. I call it this special winning DNA, and I could understand it from the first moment, not only with all the difficulties, the problems that we had during the season, last season audit, but I saw always a club that tried to express the best basketball possible, your philosophy, your ideas, and to never give up. And I think this is the first goal that in sports we have always to carry. Let's say, me and my staff, and after I will go more in details about the staff and the person that are next to me, it's already a couple of months that we are trying to, design and think the best possible way how to build the teams for next year. Many changes in EuroLeague in the last years. We will face for sure a tough season in front of us in terms of competitiveness, in terms of level of the European basketball, that it continues to grow, and we'll have to be competitive. To do this, we have to build the best possible team. We have to bring and keep players here in Maccabi that has the spirit inside. And we have to bring players that, first of all, they are willing to give their best for this legendary club, and after that is going to be all the ideas, the technical, the physical, the strategic things. But with the coaches, we since the first day I had this great feeling to do things together, because one of the main things I think is to do things together. That's we have to, especially in this particular moment. I think. We can have a good future only if we decide to do things together. I'm here this is my first, how can I say, quote, that at the end of the day, you can do things good only if you do things with the other. In team sports, there is not any kind of success or victory without the effort of everybody. And this effort is coming from different things, not only for the players on the court, or the coaches, but they are in the front line of this, from management, everybody inside the club, from the fans, from the owners, and from all the people that are inside this beautiful family called Maccabi Basketball Club Tel Aviv. Roy, if you want, I can continue, but I guess
I know
there are some questions.
Thank you, Claudio.
I want to add a few more things, because, probably being in this business, even if I call it sport, I don't agree with the idea of business. I'm very lucky to be part, before on the court, after on a desk, to be part of this beautiful world that, I had a lot of chance during my years to meet in my path a lot of people coming from Maccabi, players, coaches. And what always impressed me was this feeling of people that really had great time. The people that always felt part of a community, part of a family. So I like to put names on things that I said. I was a player in Armani. I was the captain in Armani, maybe my last season. And during the season came Beno Udrich. Probably everybody remember Beno, that won of NBA championship. And I remember that he was telling me that he never been in a club where they was really taking care of the human being of the person. And that's something always that, made my curiosity bigger. This idea of player-centric, to use some words that are very fashionable lately, that was not only on the part of the player, but even about the family. That's why I do not know one player probably that passed from here that had not this feeling. And I interview many of them. And this, I think that's a cultural philosophy that this club, and I felt it, me and my wife, from the first day. Today is not here, Ami, I'm talking about Ami, that he was very, very kind from the first moment, and I see the relation that and the love that there are inside the teams, the players, management, coaches. Regev is another so important person, but many other, the physio and everything. So I want to underline how the people in this club are very important, the people that maybe they are not in front, but they are from the office to the gym, from the arena, from all the positions are so important to make this club better.
Thank you very much, Claudio. We'll go now to the Q&A. Questions, please. Omri will start. Gal, תעזור לנו. Please, everybody say name and media outlet, so we'll get to know you.
Omri, Sport 5. Hello, Claudio.
Hello.
Best of luck, first of all. We were all informed that Maccabi intend to increase the budget for this season. So, first of all, what is going to be the budget, at least? What is the players' budget for salaries? And would it be enough in order to build a competitive EuroLeague team or to attract the top EuroLeague players?
Okay. Maybe maybe I'm the wrong person to answer about this. First of all, thank you for the question. It's a question very important, and looks like it's kind of a topic, but I want to pass my message on this. I never thought about sports, about my job, building team, having successful season, just talking about numbers. The beauty of the sport, and I think that this club show it many times, and if you want, I go even in the names. The first name coming to my mind is Devin Smith. I was the one that signed the release to Devin Smith when I was in Benetton Treviso, the general manager, to Maccabi. Painful release somehow, because I know that I was losing an excellent player but an amazing person. And Devin was underrated, let me say like this. Maybe not the best name on the market, but was a special player that showed how this club in all these years was able to find players and give them a platform where to perform. I try to answer your question saying that in sports, not always the team that has more money win. Money, I don't want to say, budget is for sure important, but there are so many things that make the difference today. And completely in my answer, I can tell you that it's very difficult to give some goals. I think the first goal that we have always to talk from the first day, from the first phone call that we do with the players, from the first video call that we do with the players, until the contract, until the first day they are coming to Tel Aviv, the medics and everything, is the spirit and the competitiveness. We want players and we want to have a team that will compete. If you have this, plus the health that is so important today in basketball, I think we will make, first of all, ourselves happy, our fans happy, and all the people around will be much happy. But to do this, there is a lot of job to do.
Thank you very much. אור שקדי, וואלה. בבקשה.
Mr. Colombella, first, welcome to Israel.
Thank you.
We are I think in the middle of July now.
Yeah.
You have 3 or 4 spots for Americans or foreigners that are still, missing.
Yeah.
Are you worried that this situation is not what you thought about 2 months ago? Do you have any concerns that your goals of bringing the players that you want won't be fulfilled?
I completely optimist and positive. I know where we are right now. I know we are trying to build, that we have to be very careful in the decision that we are making. We knew that the market this year could be somehow very quick at the beginning, let me see, because we saw a lot of signing, but even that was taking longer for some kind of reason, particularly about our situation. For sure, there was 20 days, was not easy. I personally, they teach me that you have to say the truth. So the 20 days, the 12 days of conflict for me, was not easy to call an agent and to say things that was not true. I mean, I receive a lot of call. We continue to work, but I was very, open on the facts that was. So was not for sure the moment to sign any kind of player, but was the moment to show that we are a serious club and we don't like to say something that is not true. I think this is something very important, because I think that personally I have to continue to carry the seriousness of this club, and that's the most important thing, especially when you have to deal with somebody else. So that was a tough moment for sure, but as everything, as you see, and we saw everybody, that things change and will continue to go better. I think that in the next couple of weeks, for sure, we will see some things. But we don't have to forget that since middle end of May, we try to make some moves. Maybe personally, I'm not the style of general manager that likes to go on a Twitter, on Instagram, on proposing kind of, signing players. I don't think that's not my way. I think that a good deal is the one that you make a great analysis on that, you work on that, and somehow after, in the right moment, you present it. I think I can say that I was really lucky to be able to sign. I said I'm lucky, but the club was able to sign. But I wanna, show that I'm talking about TJ Leaf. TJ Leaf, I think, was a name that was in the paper for different years. I was lucky because the timing was perfect for him. After some years in China, he decided finally to come to Europe and perform. I think that somehow he is underestimated. I personally think that having him as an Israeli player is something, I don't want to use a big word, but incredible. I think as a legitimate EuroLeague top player, we are very lucky to have him even as an Israeli player. So that's one of the first move. The other one, because at the beginning, we really decided to be focused on the national market, on the Israeli market. Because something that I want to say that personally, I got really, really impressed. Sorry if I'm using your question and I'm going in another direction, but I want to even tell you some things. I'm really, really impressed about the level of this league. From outside, I always look at I pay attention to this league for different reasons, good players, good coaches. Coaches very, very smart, very, teams that always scout good players. It's a league that I'm always follow. But being here and see the organization of the club, see the game, I remember the game in Holon, and I can tell you that that's a great league, and where the Israeli players are so important. And so our goal is, because I still in my mind to remember when Oded was playing, how much the Israeli player was more important. And we are lucky because we have the best. Sorry, Oded, you will the best coach. So it's a perfect format to have a great coach like Oded and have very good Israeli players. Because in the past, I remember very well that almost all the national team was players from Maccabi. So why don't try again to go in that direction? And we have, I think, 4 or 5 players in the national team from here, and they have to increase. With an academy like ours that had 5 young guys in the national team under 19 that had a successful season because the 7 plays in the World Championship. I'm not reading the newspaper, but I think we have everybody to celebrate it. And I give my congratulations to the federation, to Amos, to Motti, because they did something amazing, wishing that even the first team will do it. As a club, we have to contribute. We have to do something. We are part of a system that it's Israeli basketball that we have to give the best on this. And we discuss internally. We are very open to give our players to the national team during the windows, because that's a system, how a system grows. As I said before, you do things together if you want to have a success. So going back on your question, we were really focused because you know that somehow the market with the national players, there are not so many. We try to sign the best players. So we were lucky again. Okay, I like to say lucky to sign Gurlavi, that I think is one of the players that got more awards, impress us so much, and we continue to have our eyes in our academy because there are very interesting players. Even if it's a particularly moment right now, because you see that what is happening in the college with the NIL is not easy for a young guy. It's not easy. You know, when you go to visit a college in US and you see these facilities and everything, you get impressed. But we have to be a platform for them. We have to have our guys, Israeli players, that has the chance to play and everything. And we have, because we have Tamir, we have Roman. So I'm really happy. I think we did personally a good job for the Israeli players. We could do better, maybe yes. But I think it's an important topic for us, that one. Foreigners, there is a little bit more time to do that. Of course, one of the things when you are building the roster is the players, and I'm trying to give you some assist for some next questions. You know, who are the players that stay, who are the players that don't stay. Talking about the players that are not staying, I would like to, it's a chance for me to say a big thank you to Rafimenko, because I had the pleasure to stay with him 1 month, but I saw his spirit and his love for Maccabi, for this club. It was my decision, of course, because I really believe that Rafi has a lot to give, and I'm sure that the club that next year where we'll play will be a very good player. After there is Jake, that he will decide what to do. I really hope that he can continue to play, because it's not only a great person, but he's a good player. But even him is one of the legendary players. He's one player that he played 9 years in this club, and of course, whatever his decision will make, he will be part of our family, and the doors will be always open for him. So just wanna, I really wanted to underline how much for us is important, the Israeli player and the Israeli league on today basketball for many different reasons in 2025 in this country.
Thank you very much. שווידלר, בבקשה.
I guess the question now is about...
Hello, General Coldebella, most welcome.
Pleasure.
As the one who remember your playing career, tough defensive, and I emphasized on defensive play, very tough, never giving in, never giving up. During the 20 years of managerial career, I will take 4 seasons in Unix Kazan. Team, you actually built a team. You brought the players who've been among 2 or 3 best stealing teams very strong defensively, very collective, and always better by double digits scoring than conceding. Do you think this is the model of Maccabi who could be successful in EuroLeague this year?
That's a tough question because, in the last years we saw a big change even in terms of basketball. There are periods that we see a kind of basketball. If we go back on my period, there was a kind of, with low scoring and everything low tempo, slow tempo and everything. Basketball changed a lot. Defense is for sure an important part, but to have a defense is not only, I make you an example. I think 2 years ago we had in Maccabi a very good, audit show how the team was playing defense was great. But on today basketball, you need to have the right actors to play defense. So for sure is something that it's on our mind. But I'm sure that our idea is try to express and to take out the talents of the players to play the best basketball possible. That has to mix for sure a defense that is coming from athleticism and size, and the idea to play a basketball that fans can enjoy, and first of all, even us, we can enjoy to see that kind of basketball. So defense is important, but you have to think in 360s with a good offense next.
Thank you very much.
You're
Moshe,
welcome.
please present yourself.
Hi, Claudio. First of all, welcome to Israel and to Maccabi. Wishing you best of luck. Moshe from One. I want to ask you, first of all, about the vision for next year. How many players is this roster going to have in terms of foreigners? How many local players? And can you please shed some light about the entire Rokas Yukobaitis situation?
Okay. I want to start from Rokas. First of all, to Rokas, I want to express my, and I think all the staff, all the club opinion. We're talking about a player that we really enjoy to see him, part of the family, an amazing guy. Him, his fiancée, his mother when she was coming. So I have nothing but the best with Rokas, because every time he stepped on the court, he really gave his best, and he played with full passion, And the relation with the coach and the coaching staff and with the fans, with the club was unique. With this being said, of course, in this period of the year when there are even contracts and there are articles inside the contracts, I can tell you, and I don't want to hide, that we are in a sort of a dispute with him. That I hope in the next days we will see the direction that we will take. And again, this is part of this job, because I think that we have to be clear. We don't have to put, on another feel, especially with a guy that was. It's part of our rosters. It's part of our family. But. I don't want to find excuse. For sure, the 13th of June was a tough day for all of us, I think, for all of us, okay? And I do not want to divide persons that maybe are not from Tel Aviv, not from Israel. No, it was tough for all of us. For some of our players, was tougher. Was tough too, especially when you are sleeping. On the garage, on the parking, because you are next to in the center where there was a kind of dangerous. So I don't feel to judge nobody. I just feel that in the people inside their family, between family members, have to talk and find a solution of things, and don't forget what was our history. So I hope I give you a good answer. About the roster It's 38 games, hoping that will be. I hope that some games, a lot of games, all the games, let me dream, will be here in Tel Aviv. But in case not, my job is to have the worst case scenario. So of course we have to have a long roster. Most of the EuroLeague teams have long rosters. And we will try to have even us a long roster because the management load is not easy now. And as I said before, the health is the most important thing. With this kind of schedule, it's not easy, but we will consider all the things to have a center number of foreigners. So we still have to sign some foreigners, of course, and so we will see.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Another question from Sport 5, עמרי, בבקשה.
Hello again, Mr. Colombella. As we speak here, up there is a protest of Maccabi Tel Aviv's fans. I want to ask you, how aware are you for this? And can you understand their frustration from the actions so far at this summer? Because like you said, this club is legendary. Look around, which players played in here? And they want the big names. With all the respect to TJ Leaf, Gol Avi, great players, but they want the Carson Edwards. They want Wade Baldwin. And so far, none of them is coming to Maccabi.
I'll start with the first, because I think it's an important topic. I can say that when there is a lot of passion, there is, it's part, and I think we are similar. I'm coming from Italy. We express our feelings, and it's part of the, how we socialize together, no? I was more worried if maybe there was nobody there. But I think not only Doron, the marketing tell us our fans are the most important thing. Fans are the most important thing. We know what we've been through 2 years with not the fans in our side in EuroLeague. It's not easy. So even we have to think about them. Always watching. Excellent job. Channel 5 do an amazing job. You guys are talking about analyzing a lot of questions after the game to the coaches. But it's completely different if you are not here in this arena and to enjoy after a win or to be sad. That's part. If there is not this is not sport. So I really understand their passion and they are some hungry or maybe expectation, and I take it, and I take it like something positive. Because all this, and I'm sure, because we don't have to forget that the way the league, the championship end, it was just like this and so, summer is long without basketball. And I feel sorry that I'm only now talking to you. Unfortunately, we was planning to do this before because I want to give them something. I want to give that big names. We are searching for this. Let me have my opinion. I believe that TJ Leaf is a good name, a very good name. But we will talk at the end of the season. And we are trying to do this. But go back a little bit. Try to check in the past. Did he ever sign the players in June, all the players? Or the beginning of July? Since I do this job, I know that Summer League was the most important period. So we are working. We are trying to make our fans happy, proud, and we are doing our best. And I'm sure that we will. I'm very positive about this. And after these steps that we do after that, we can gather together and help the team with the love and the passion that only our fans can do. This will come naturally. So again, I understand, and they are very welcome for me to do this. I like to put my face on this and say that everybody inside the club, from the president, all the owners, coaching staff, and everything, are very aware about this. And we are counting the days to step on the court and cheers everybody all together.
Thank you very much.
Amnon from Haaretz. Mr. Coldebella, first of all, best of luck.
Just Claudio, please. Just Claudio.
Claudio, best of luck in your position
Thank you.
this season and hopefully other seasons also. Could you shed any light regarding the status of Levi Randolph, and will he play in Maccabi next season?
Again, I'm very pragmatic in terms of, I really believe that contracts matters. Contracts are important, Contract is important. There are a lot of things behind contracts, the relation, the love, especially now in this era. But contract is important. I don't feel comfortable to say or to promise things when I'm not allowed about a contract. For example, there are some players that they have some and players have some outs. So I don't think right now Levi is another player that had a great season. But personally, I'm focused to try to make the best roster as possible. So, my job, and I'm taking my time, is try to put the puzzle together, because building a team or the roster is not just, like you have the cards that you put them one on top of the other. Is players that match together in this, and sometimes there are some decisions tough to do in terms when you confirm players or not. And we were talking about it was not easy personally with Rafi, but this is my responsibility, and I think I'm here for make this kind of responsibility, to take this kind of responsibility, and so I like to take my time to make the best choice that I can.
Thank you very much. Over here.
Hey Claudio, good luck. Yuval from GLZ Radio. I would like to ask if have you thought about signing players who will stay abroad and only join you the EuroLeague games, like Save and Lee last year?
First of all, I'm really concentrated on you, and because it's a pleasure to see you with the uniform and everything, both of you, young guys. It's a really pleasure. This is our home. This club, if I'm correct, is Maccabi Basketball Club, Tel Aviv. This is our home. I think never like now we have to consider this our home. We have to do everything possible to come back here. I don't want to hear, and personally, I don't like to hear that the club is not playing their home. Okay, I have to talk about my club, sorry. The club where I'm working. We have to play in Tel Aviv. It's going to be, last year was Belgrade. Okay, they force us, we take the decision together with EuroLeague to go to play there. Okay, we go. But we have to be, as soon as possible, we have to come back to Tel Aviv. I don't want to think I'm living in Belgrade, it's going to be easier, no. You want to come to play? No, let's say, you want to work? Claudio, you want to work to Maccabi? You find a nice house. Tel Aviv is an amazing city. My wife is already, I don't want to, now my friends from Serbia maybe get a little bit mad. I like Belgrade. Winter, I prefer Tel Aviv. My wife likes Belgrade too. Winter, I'm sure she will prefer to stay in Tel Aviv. We are very excited both. Our friends are waiting to come. Today we had the great news that airlines company are finally, foreigners company. I understood after a couple of times they canceled my flight. Our partner El Al is fantastic. You want to be sure that you fly, buy a ticket with El Al. At the beginning I was trying to go cheaper a little bit and I lost my money. So other airline companies are coming here. We have to play in Tel Aviv. This is our home.
Thank you very much. שי, ואחר כך פרנקי.
Welcome to Israel, Claudio.
Thank you.
Shai from Israel Sport. What is the short-term plan to get Maccabi back to its glory days from your point of view?
I repeat myself. trust, work together. Somehow sport is easy. We don't have to be complicated. Of course, times is changing. In another time, maybe we will talk about how, as a club in a sport department, we try to be modern, okay, or see how the thing, because it doesn't mean that everything is new, is good, but we have for sure to face how basketball is changing on and off the court. But we have to, I think this club, I said before, has a special DNA. I can see it with the players that are coming here, with the people that are coming here. We have a president that is the first one that I think he never lost even playing cards, or I cannot, one, two times we were talking about some things, no way that we lose. So, and this is what we have from top. Okay, how much time is gonna take? I think we have to be, to make step by step, create, best rosters possible, to make our coaches feel comfortable, because at the end of the day, sorry if I say this, the most important person in terms of, of this is the coach that has to be. As I said before, we are lucky, very lucky to have Oded, but working as a team, I ask you something. This is something I always to say. There is not a club in the world that has a successful season without any crisis, without any difficult one. No one. There is not a club that won all the games. Maybe Maccabi in the past, or maybe it's a mistake in the past. So, but it's going to be it's the real team. You see when you lose some games, when things are so. That there you see the real quality of the people next to you, and so we have to build that's way. That's important. And my job, personal job, will try to keep that low moment, to keep it high, because it's in the difficult moment that you have to stay close to the other. But it will be even important when there's going to be some highs. My job will try to keep it low, because we know that in sports, when you lose a little bit, you think that you are the best, something bad is coming. So if we will keep our boat in that kind of sea that sometimes, and we will make it go in the right direction, I think it will be a successful season.
Thank you very much. We got Frankie Sachs from the EuroLeague website. Welcome, Frankie.
Thank you. Welcome.
Frankie.
I'll paraphrase a little bit. In your introduction, you said you're excited to bring what it is that you bring here. So could you talk a little bit about your philosophy, what you feel that you bring, and how is it different than what we've seen here in the past few years?
Again, I'm not trying to change who I am to interfere with the club. What I'm trying to do is to be always available, to be always close to my staff, to the people around, and try to and support them. I think this is the first step that I feel that I have to do. After, as I did it in many clubs, I didn't work many clubs, thanks God, but I will try to propose things. I like to see things around, things that other people do. Maybe it's coming from my background. When I was a student, I was kind of copy things. But I think that, you sometimes you have to copy good. And there are some good examples, of things. But I personally don't want to change, because there is nothing to change. I think we have just to be, and I'm telling you, I'm new here, I'm from outside. And you know how many times happen in clubs when I'm working, that maybe inside we do not understand how good we are, and maybe we need to hear this from somebody that is new, because we give from granted a lot of things. But I can guarantee there is not one EuroLeague club, one Serie A di calcio, soccer club that has not inside some problems. The difference is who solved the problems without finding any guilty people or excuse, and who cannot. That's the only thing, but everybody has his own problem. You want to talk about budget, you want to talk about chemistry, you want to talk about insider, everybody has problem. It's the same like in family. And like inside the family, there has to be confrontation, because that's how you develop, how you get better.
Thank you very much. We'll pick up last question. עומרי, בבקשה.
Two questions, please. First, why didn't Jaciel Rivero stay? Was it your decision? Was his decision financial? And secondly, you mentioned earlier Devin...
Say again, why?
I asked about Rivero. Why didn't he stay?
Thank
and
you.
secondly, you mentioned earlier Devin Smith, which he came from Maccabi. He wasn't a top EuroLeague player, and he became in Maccabi a superstar, a top EuroLeague player. Meaning, the prototype of the players that you look for is like, you know, those kind of steals players that still unproven on the EuroLeague level and can be top EuroLeague players in Maccabi?
I don't want to correct you, but Devin Smith, you know, it was Avellino, what's the name of the Greek Cup? There is no more. That made the final of Euro Cup. Panellinios, you know, was I think the MVP of Final Four. After he jumped to Fenerbahce with Bogdan Tanjevic as a coach, it didn't went very well, and he went back, so he was not a EuroLeague player. I mean, but you know, Maccabi, he was smart to find a player that you know, had some upside. That's I think what we want to do, everybody. To see players that has upside, to make them feel comfortable, to work with them, to work every day with them, to have a coach that trusts them and make them feel, you know, sometimes even believe in themselves, to have a great strength conditioning coach that work with them, to have a great doctors and physio team that, you know, keep them healthy. This is what I call platform. And not all the clubs has this, but Maccabi did it a lot of times, this. You know, how many players from here after they jump in other clubs? Sometimes I can be a little bit sad because some players are leaving, but this club was able to do both things, win and to have give a chance even to players to grow. And to do this, I go back on, you know, let's find the next Devin Smith. I think it's a job that you have to do. For sure, it's not easy, and I wanna on this, you know, talk about even the person that are helping me. I have David Blatt, David is a great help for me. It's an amazing help. We are talking about a legendary coach that was able in his teams even to find players, to see and everything. And personally, it's a great help for me. We have a good scout. So again, I go back on these things. I'm not the one. I'm the one that is responsible. I want to be clear, but I'm not the one that I wake up in the morning. I decide that this player is good. We share ideas. Sometimes, many times, we don't have the same ideas, but we talk about, try to solve it, and come out with a common decision. Bravo. Rivero was really a pleasure to know this amazing person. I had even the chance to stay a few days even with the family, with the parents. I'm sorry. This is always my feeling. When a player leaves, I'm sorry because I know that I lose a piece of, and I stay with him just a few weeks. I guess Rivero was 2 years in Maccabi. I had not the chance to play a single game, EuroLeague game here. So if you think about it, it's historical. I always said when a player with that kind of character, I'm very sorry. But on the other side, I'm even happy for him. Because if I really like somebody, okay, if I really love somebody, I want his best. And if his decision was to leave, and let me tell you that I understood that maybe if you are in this position that you don't see your wife for some reason, everything, a couple of years will be pretty tough. maybe few days. I say few days, if not my wife get mad with me. But 2 years without is not easy. So it's a personal decision. I accept it. Again, I'm sad. Personally, I wanted to keep him. I wanted. We discuss, we talk, and his agent was very, very kind with me. Very kind. You know, I think the message we should share. You know, because sometimes when you see a player leaving, you think, what happened? They fight. There was a conflict. We should public. I think it's good even for our social media one day if we do this, to public the individual messages that the players that are leaving are sending to our coach, to the staff. How many messages you got from players that are leaving? Thank you. Ami, I think he has all the phone full of messages, not only for players, from wives, family. So, again, I'm sorry that Rivero left, but I'm very happy for him because he's gonna, you know, if this is his decision, I wish him the best.
Thank you very much. And now we'll do a photo op, please.
Yes.
Claudio with Shimon, with Oded, with Modi. Please on the floor. Leo, please help me with the chair. So, Leo will take it out. Please, to the stage, and we can do some photos for the press. So you can come from here or the other way.
What's the point in being good to someone else? What's the point in feeling true to folks? What's the point in getting with someone you don't know? Tell me, baby, don't lie. You can't hide from me. I won't lie. If you speak the truth, you'll see your body next to me. I miss your body next to me. I miss your body next to me. I miss your body next to me, yeah.
Claudio, thank you very much. ליאור, פתח לי רגע. חבר'ה, תודה רבה לכולם, לכל מי שהגיע. Thank you very much, everyone, for showing up.
Body next to me. I miss your body next to me. I miss your body next to me. I miss your body next to me, yeah. I know we've never met, but you feel like a memory.